We're live. Hello there. Well, welcome everyone to another edition of Lupus Talks. Yes, my name is Ed Peterson. I'm just here to introduce our two people that will be definitely sharing with you some great information on lupus and what we can do to help each other across the country. That's what it's all about, and sharing good information, quality information, and reputable information that's going to benefit you all across the board. And so always every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central, Pacific Standard Time, sorry, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll be doing this show as we close out the year 2024. I know everybody's getting ready for the election and all this other things, but we have to really be paying attention to our healthcare system, our providers, what we can do to change some of the narratives of the diagnosis and all the way down the list there. So without further ado, I'm going to let Dr. Williams take it over and get started. Dr. Williams, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Ed. I'd like to say, first of all, I'd like to give honor and glory to God the Father in heaven. Without him being able to, without him giving the insight to our donor, we wouldn't have this. And I thank God for that, for giving us the communication efforts to get out and tell people about their health. It is so important now. Oh, I want to introduce Dolores. She's my co-host, and she will be giving her tips on lupus as well. But I want to just get out there and let everyone know that it's so important for you to take care of your health. This is the season, October 15th until, I don't know if it's December 15th, but I'll just say October 15th is what I know of. And that is important because you have to look at changing or keeping your medical. That's so important. Be aware that there's going to be changes financially. So look at the financial part. Ask your insurance broker to look at that. You know, I'm not trying to tell you do this, do that. I'm telling you be aware of the amount you have to pay, because there are amounts that we have to pay. So at this point, I'm going to get into my review of lupus, okay? And I hope everyone's doing well. Now, I looked some information up on Google, and you certainly can look it up too. And it says, we're just going to give an overview on my part. The holidays can be challenging time for people with lupus because of the stress and pressure they can create. However, there are things you can do to make the holidays more enjoyable and memorable. Now, we go into managed stress. As you know, holidays are coming up, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and a lot of us panic around that time. We really panic. We don't want to see a certain family member. We don't want to see a certain friend, but mom has invited everyone on the block and, you know, overseas and in the air. I'm being funny. She even went to invite the aliens. My mother, if she could have done that, she would have done that. So when you manage stress, like I said, stress can make lupus symptoms worse, and they can. They really can. If you're under stress, your symptoms, your inflammation get worse and worse and worse. So it's important to manage it. Try to set a realistic expectations of yourself and others and spend your time on what's important to you. That means I see a lot of people because I like to window shop, like 50 Cent say, window shopping. Then I end up buying. But I look at all that as to look at things for us, for lupus people. So if I need to get it for them, if they call me and say, hey, I need this, hey, I just bought it, I'll give it to you. So it's so important because they are doing books now. They're doing, you know, way back when in the 70s, we had our program book, we had our phone book written down. We had all of that. We're going right back to it, even though we have our phones, because phones are challenging. They can go out anytime. Then you can't find the important interview you have to go on, or the important message your mom gave you, or be in the store and trying to find that recipe, the ingredients for that recipe. So a lot of people are using those books, and I think it's good because it challenges us to write. And we definitely need to use our minds and write. So the next thing we'll be talking about is mindful of your diet. Choose an anti-inflammatory diet with rich fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. And that's important. You could be with your mom, your family, even yourself in the store buying your vegetables, your lean proteins, and whole grains. Now, we like greens, so, we'll get us some collard greens and we'll go to town on it. So that's what we do. We have our greens and we do have our green beans, but I really don't eat green beans because of the fact that the green beans get caught in my diverticulitis and they mess me up. So those are the things that I get weary of as well. So be mindful of your diet, stay active, low impact activities, the walking or gentle yoga can help improve circulation. You need circulation, you need a total boost, and you need that will reduce your joint pain. And you have to reduce that joint pain because you can sit up there all day and just have pain. Example, if you have a family member coming up and giving you a depressive news or, telling you what you should do with your health and this and that, they don't suffer with lupus. So they have no idea. I think I heard my co-host laugh. They have no idea what you are experiencing. This type of pain, and I'll be coming out with my book soon, and Ed will be advertising it. He'll do a pre-advertise on it, promotion on it, I should say. They have no idea. They have no idea what lupus is, what it does to us. And we can't take things that can you take this? Oh, can you take? No, I can't take that. I've known my lupus for 26 years, and I would think I'm capable of knowing what I need to do. Now, the issue here, and I'll say personally, the issue, and I'll speed up, the issue here is when you have it for 26 years and something has drastically happened, from a death that you had to go to. And I'll just mention that. And you're concerned about your mama now because you love your mama. But there has never been a concern to, let me get your medicine. Let me see what it is. There will be no changing in the medicine unless the doctor says. That's why I'm changing to a new insurance group, because the doctor that I'm supposed to see is 9 months from now. Anything can happen to me 9 months from now. I might as well be in Canada because they get to see their doctors earlier than that. So that's what you need to, don't take everything. This is just advice. Don't change your diet or this or that. For me, I'm gonna say for me, Calvinia, because a family member says, well, you need to change this, you need to change that, because I can't take alfalfa. I can't take peanut oil. If you cook the turkey in peanut oil, that will close my esophagus. We can't do, like I said, alfalfa, sprouts and all of that. And I will continue to give you some other things. We have to do we can do the actual salmon if it's wild caught, but I'm feeling salmon is not too good for me. So you have to communicate your needs, and that's what we've said here. Communicate those needs. Don't tighten that mouth and say, well, I'll take it because of you, or I'll try to do. No, you'd be laying up in the hospital, and that's the worst thing to do, because some of them with my health, I haven't been in the hospital in years because they may do something that does not sit right with me, because a lot of people don't know about the disease. Pace yourself, ladies and gentlemen, pace yourself. In this climate, you need to pace yourself. It's getting hot, cold. It's very windy here. It stopped for a while, so I'm looking out the window. But we need to pace yourself and consider your destination. Consider where you're going. You have to see, if you're traveling, choose a location with a moderate climate and air conditioning. The hills, if you're going up in the mountains, make sure, if those of you are taking oxygen, take your oxygen with you if you can take it, because going up in the mountains, the elevation is going to, it hurts me. I can speak about me. It actually just cuts my breathing off. If I'm going up in the mountains, I have some issues. So back pain, as I have now, bring the bringing over-counter pain medication your doctor recommends. I can't take Tylenol, so that's something that I can't bring. They say get vaccinated can help you stay healthy while traveling. Um, that's my personal thing. I'm not vaccinated. I'm just saying I was vaccinated one time with COVID, and that was it. So I'm going to let you speak with our co-host, and I will come back when she needs me to come back. Dolores Olson, you have it. Robinson.
Hey, hello, everybody. Right now, we're gonna give the tip for low stress holidays season. Just to let you know, this is all helpful tips that came from, we came for our resource, and this is some good stuff to know, so we'll know how to lower our stress holiday season, so we can have a stress holiday season. So, for first of all, for one of them, when we relocate for fiestas, stuff like that. When people this they have to go to the hospital, something like that in the
Mm-hmm.
holiday season. Okay,
Yes.
and family, Christmas breakfast, anything, this Christmas
Mm-hmm.
breakfast and that,
Becomes
people cooking
congested.
around, people cooking, you know, uh,
Mm.
doing all kinds of things, and they have their gifts and stuff like that, giving out gifts, love gifts, and so what happens that and there's use of teamwork, right? And so we understand that the victim of us during our illness, right? So we become the people that we used to be, that type of people that will help around the holidays, will help clean up and all. But then what happens? We're low energy, we're so stressed out because of our conditions. And so the
Correct.
best way to do for something like this, where during the time that you're having problems like this, is trying to go back and relax and do some meditation. You want to do some good meditation, and take care of yourself. Because first of all, you got to take care of yourself, because if we can't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of anybody else. So the best way to locate with that, and also too to help with routine activities, do things for your loved one before he or she needs to do is self themselves advice. For example, vacuum Christmas tree needles before it becomes too bad, or anything, do something to help out. You could still be a part, of helping out with certain things that they do. You want to help, just take your time, but if you know your body, if you need to go rest, you need to go rest. It's important to go
Mm-hmm.
rest, because you don't want any flare-ups to happen. And have fun with food, have fun with preparing the food, all kinds of good healthy food. We don't want to see anything that's not unhealthy, because it's not really good for our bodies, especially it depends on our illness. We got to be careful with certain diets, because we don't want it to cause more problems to our health. I mean, it's okay to have a cookie, right? But you don't want to overdo it, having like 20 cookies or more, and overdoing it. That's going to make us sicker, right? But we want to stick with something that's really healthy, something that's that's going to keep us, satisfied, or give us the right energy in that. And avoid judgmental. Be understanding if loved ones that declines invitations or cancel plans, because you got to remember, when people have the illness, and that it's not they're not taking it out on you, they're not trying to take it out on you. It's just the fact they're stressed, because they know what's the consequences, what happens with the illness. So you got to be more understanding. So it's always good to have a good support, to be a good support system, because this is some serious stuff, especially when it comes to lupus, or any form of illness. really stay connected to the person and hear them out. Don't cut them out, cut them off or anything. You got to really hear them thoroughly, understand what they're going through, and give them some good encouragement because it's very, very good. And also, too, we must take care of ourselves. We got to take care of ourselves, about, especially around these holidays. We understand it can be stressful, but we need to take that time to breathe, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Meditate, because that's very, very good. Because that'll help us to stay calm. It'll help us to stay on top. When we continue to do that, and you also too, it'll help you to calm down too, and do some form of exercise that's safe. Because some form of exercises may not be good for you for your condition. So you really have to talk to your physician what kind of exercises that will be good for you to help you to move along, to help you to calm down. Like I said, yoga is very good, but maybe some forms of yoga, maybe not everybody can do. So you got to really talk to your physician. Always talk to your physician before you make that step or any form of exercise because you got to know which one is right for you. Hey, and we're going to go back to Dr. Carvina.
Hi, that was some good information, Dolores. Good information. I put some other things on there that I thought was important as well. Rest is the key. The rest is the key, and we have to know when to rest. If we have to rest more than others, that's what we do. We go in our room, we lay down. Another thing is low maintenance. You have those low maintenance exercises. Uh, uh, if you see it there, don't eat it. You know what you can do and know what you can't do. Don't eat it. If it's nuts, peanuts, cashews, walnuts, macadamia nuts, don't eat it. I can't eat that. I can't eat it. And watch, if you haven't been to a dentist lately, watch your teeth, because our teeth disintegrate just like we're overseas in the Sahara Desert. We can't eat all that hard stuff on our mouth anymore. It's just not going to happen. And Dolores talked about the low stress holiday. Holidays are fun. They can be fun. You can make them fun. You can have different, like I have a Bible puzzle, in my room. And I do my Bible puzzle. I do my Bible question and answer. That's good for me. I get on my phone and I have a lot of questions, and it's good for me to answer that. What is what? It challenges your mind. Always remember to challenge your mind. Remember that. It is so important to challenge that mind. If you don't, you're going to have a mind that I can't do. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm so tired. You can't feed into that. You can't feed into that because you got family members feeding into it. Oh, she's just lazy. She just wants attention. How much attention, mother, did you give her today or this past week? Because you're giving me all the attention now, mom. You see what I'm saying? Those are cruel, and crude comments they'll make, especially because if you're one of mom's, little golden girls in the house, they will complain. They will go up there and put one of those little creatures in your mom's mind, and those creatures could be devastating because they hurt. Those comments hurt you quite a bit. So you have to be aware of that, and you have to know how to come back from that. If you don't know how to come back from that, then stay in your room. Stay in your room and let somebody tell you, oh, it's time to eat. It's time to eat. Come out, Julie. It's time to eat. Come out, Calvinia. It's time to eat. And, when you come out of the room, they say, well, what were you doing in there for about 2 hours? First of all, I say, I was doing me. I was doing me. That answers her question, because what happens, that means I was doing me. That means I wasn't doing you. So don't ask me what I was doing, rather than trying to be nasty. Just I was doing me. So that's what you have to do, when you think about all that. Don't take your plate to to your bedroom. I just look down at that. Please don't take your plate. Sit at the table with the family. We used to hold hands. Some of us, well, we used to hold hands, said our prayers. You know, dad be at the head of the table, mom be at the other head of the table, and cousins would be all around. And I knew exactly after they said the prayer, then all mischief, I'm not going to say, all mischief would head out. Conversations would start up with, well, what did you do? Because my mouth is dry and I have, I forgot what they said, dry mouth. I forgot what shoguns. Shoguns. That's what I have, shoguns. And you end up with a dry mouth. So what did you do today? Be hospitable. Say, I read. What did you read? Now most of the time when I was younger, I'd say a book. That's what I would say, but now that I'm more intelligent and educated, I would say I read The Pirates of the Deep Sea or something like that, because there's other books in your library other than lupus, and because the next word that come out of your mouth, oh, you just read lupus all the time. Not really. I have to know about it because I have to be assessed about it so I know how to treat me, because you don't know how to treat me. I mean, you'll just say, oh, you're complaining again. Here comes another complaint from you. And what are you going to do? So you be in a positive mood, set your pace, understand that what you can and what you can't do, manage that stress, like I said. Manage it, because it's so important to manage the stress, and be careful. Please be careful in your diet. If you have someone in the family, usually going around the table giving you spoonfuls of this, giving you a big spoon of that, you got to let her know, first of all, I can eat that, number 1, number 3, and number 4. I can eat that. But I can't eat all that other stuff that you're putting on my, on my plate, that you're getting ready to put on my plate, because I can't eat it. So you have to let the person that is serving you to, give you the right food so you won't get sick, because you get engaged in a conversation and be eating the wrong thing, and you'll look, oh my goodness, I'm going to be sick. And don't eat too much. The food is there. You can go back to it. Don't eat too much. A lot of our relatives, a lot of other relatives go back twice. They may go back 3 times, but I'm a one-serve person. I give me one thing and I'm cool for the rest of the night. I may go back and chomp on that cake, because they make some good caramel cakes and, coconut cakes. Nathan doesn't like coconut, sweet potato cakes. They make all of that, what is it? It's German chocolate cakes. We used to have all of it. And I'm not saying I can't make it, because I can. I just don't choose to. I can make it. My son says to me, oh, Mama, you can't make that. Oh, yes, I can. Oh, yes, I can. But that takes a lot of work. And am I willing to do it? Nope. It takes a lot of work. I make the whole cake. One person in this house will eat it up. And I'm not going to allow that, because we are all set on certain diets here. We can't eat all the sweets because you're looking at borderline of diabetes. Diabetes is a very, very treacherous and dangerous disease that a lot of lupus people have, because they're taking prednisone. Thank God I don't have diabetes. I'm not going to say yet, because I don't want to put it up in the air. I'm going to say I'm eating the right things. Last week we didn't have the right things in here, and we got scolded like a bunch of kids. So we said, so my son's doing the grocery shopping at Whole Foods, and I put 5 things down, y'all. He called me, is that all? No, he texted me, is that all you guys gonna eat, just 5 things? And so I called him, no, he called me. I said, I see it now, that's all I really want. Do 3 of the 5 things, 3. I can have the sausage that's not pork, because it's vegan. I can have this, I can have that. We go to the butcher shop, if we want something from the farm to the butcher shop. That's how we're doing it now, because we went in and got some meat over at a certain store, and it was spoiled. And I gave it back to the store and they put it in the trash. This is outrageous. We just actually placed this meat out here, you know, for customers. That was the wrong thing to do, because now if we had eaten that, we'd have been in a hospital. So we're very cautious on what we eat. We're really not too much of a meat eater. You will eat vegan, you know, but we're not really too much of a meat eater. If we're hungry, you know, we like the fruits, the mangoes, the watermelons. Love the watermelons because they're healthy for you. The water that's all in it. We eat a lot of things that help us, and we know, being our age, we have to be able to sustain our healthy bodies to fight off whatever disease that we have. So it's just important, and when we pace yourself, you got to pace yourself right. I said it earlier and I'll say it again. You can't, I know some people, because it's me. I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this, I'll do that, I do. And I have to learn how to say, I won't, I won't, I won't, I won't. You know, when the family's there moving, I'm not moving that. You know, I got fragile bones. I'll hurt all night long. You know, do I need to put a sign on my back or in front of me and say, this body is fragile? This, I don't have to put lupus down. I just said, this body is fragile, no lifting. So don't ask. That's what I do. Don't ask me, because I ain't gonna do it. And don't ask me to lift the plastic garbage thing out of the garbage thing, because that's heavy too. There's men in here. There's men in here, and they can lift it. Okay. So that's how I tell them, you know, if I'm nice to them, they're going to say, oh, she was so nice. She didn't mean it. Go ask her again. I did mean it. So I have to be right on the money. No, it says no. Because I tell them, did you read the back of my shirt? What did it say? The back of my blouse? It says no, no lifting. That's right. So you have to consider your destination. If your family says, oh, we're going up in the Rockies. You know, my cousin has a cabin up there, and we're going to do some fishing. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Those of us that can't smell fish, we don't want you to go fishing. But, you know, if that's what you're going to do, you're going to scale the fish outside and not on the porch. Scale the fish over there by where you caught it, and then wash it off. And put some vinegar on it too, so it's not contaminated in terms of our smell. Because when I smell fish, I start breaking out. So that's what we do. And clean that fish well, because there's some junk that's coming from the sea. If you open that fish's head, chop that fish head off, you can pull out all the paper and all the things that they are swallowing. You think it's food, and it's not. They're going to die anyway, because they're swallowing all the trash of everybody throwing things into the water. So be aware of that, and tell the fishermen of your family, you know, be aware, cut that head off and find out if there's any trash in there, you know. So they might be lucky to, or blessed, I want to say blessed, to get a salmon. So those are the things that you have to be considerate of, the destination. You got to definitely consider the bathroom. Those who have IBS or have something where they keep going back and forth to the bathroom, you got to make sure there's, what I do, you know, if I'm going somewhere of that nature, I would, I'll take, not I do, but I would go ahead and bring me some toilet paper, preferably Charmin, because that's the softest one, and I'm getting some Charmin. That's good for you, because when you use the cheap paper, we're going to have infections and everything else bothering us. But I would bring lots of toilet paper in one of my bags. So I know I would have some, because usually in a cabin they run out. Okay, that's the first thing they'll run out, is that. Bring your water. If you like certain water, you know, I like this water. I tell you all the time, I got a little bottle this time. And it's just smooth tasting and everything. I should do an advertisement for that. it's smooth tasting, and our people that have these autoimmune diseases, oh, it's so good. And it's so healing when it goes down my throat into my stomach. So call me, I'll do an advertisement. So those are the things that we do. And then let me see. Oh, I have back pain now. It felt like my ribs were broken. It did on the left side. They're not, but they're sore. And it felt like, oh, well, who beat me? Did I walk too much or what happened? And when I do walk, I have to take my my walker out. That's the walker with the seat, because I felt better. I did 6 miles. I stopped, had my walker, and went and stopped and went and stopped, you know, and proceeded, I should say. Went, proceeded, went, proceeded. That's what I did. That's correct. So that's good too. And bring something like a radio, or not, well, not radio. I'm back in the 80s now. Bring your phone, your iPhone, and play your music tunes. And just, but be watchful where you're walking. Some people get so full of, you know, their iTunes that they forget they're crossing the street. So the irony of that is you have to be aware of where you're going. You have to be. You know, you got to look up when you stop. Don't just walk across the street. Stop at the area where it's, you know, where there's lights at. Stop and be able to do what you need to do with that, you know, because a lot of people are not paying attention where they're going. And that's definitely what you need to do. And if it's windy out there, and Dolores can attest to this, if it's windy out there, you have to cover your neck and your ears up, because you'll either get an earache, or your lungs, your esophagus, you'll start coughing, or you just might get a cold, you know, because it's cold out there right now. The wind is blowing like it's blowing a tree off. And you got to be aware of that by putting a night scarf around you, something that is more furry than anything. Don't just put a scarf around and say, this will help me, because it's not. I usually put a furry scarf around me to protect my throat and my lungs going all the way down. And I put it into my clothes. I just don't have it hanging like it's some kind of designer situation, you know, which it is. but I cover myself up. And so that's what I do. And I put my boots. I'm a boot girl when it gets to the fall, winter. I love boots. So I'm in the market of some boots, but I know what I'm getting. But those are the things we need to do. Be aware of our surroundings. Be aware if something is not going right with you, and somebody stops and says, hey, you can get in our car. We'll take you where you're going. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't care how tired you are. Don't do that. Have your phone on the side of you and say, no, that's okay. You know what? And if they keep insisting, say, well, I just call 911. And they'll be on the, you know, and they're coming on the phone. They're basically listening to you right now. Don't do that. A lot of people out there shopping for wrong things. And I let y'all know in a minute, wrong thing. Some people say, well, what is it? You know, it could be anything. They're looking to rob you. They're looking to beat you. They're looking to take you out. They're looking for body parts. And I say that, body parts. So be very careful, you know, while you're out there. That's so important. Isn't that right, Dolores?
Yes, yes, that is, yeah, very important.
Do you have anything to say about that in conversation? Because it's so important. It's your cousin got stopped. And they had, I'm whispering because he's in the other room. They had a church logo on their truck. And he came back and told me, they wanted me to go to the church with them. And they said they'd take me. Well, he had the dog. How you going to take him and you got the Shar-Pei with you? And so he said, well, they were going to take me to church, but I didn't get in. I know better than that. I said, I know you do. But you see the trickery here? You see the trickery. They might not have been going to church. They might have just stuck that on their truck, you know, just to get people in the truck. You see what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
it scares you. So go ahead. It's scary. And he's an older man, 67 years old. So I think about our kids, don't you? When our kids are out there and they might be playing or something like that, and we're not looking at them. Well, I know I looked at mine. I was a warden on mine. Like I'm a warden on Nathan. Next time he go out, I go out with him. So it's just something we have to be aware of, Dolores. You have anything to add to that?
Yeah, yeah, because it's very, very important. Because you just don't know everybody, and you got to be very careful because these people are
Mm-hmm.
using Christ to get people in cars and
Mm-hmm.
there's
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. I heard about
Mm-hmm.
stories about that, and this person got raped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got
Mm-hmm.
raped over that
Mm-hmm.
because they thought they was really a Christian.
Yeah, they
And
thought they were
stuff
getting
out that they
away.
was not a Christian, and they had the sticker on there. They had like that sticker, that like that fish that says Jesus in the middle,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and found that they was not a Christian. That there was a kidnapper.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so you got to be very, very careful. And not saying everybody's like that, because there is really some kind people out there, but you just got to be very, very careful.
Mm-hmm. 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 You absolutely do. You really do. It's just like they said, the kids in New York jumping on. My brother told me they're jumping on in the subway. They're jumping on top of the subway, on the trains in the subway in New York. They think it's funny, and a few of them have been killed. That's
Yeah.
a new thing that's going on. Besides going into the train and somebody robbing you and stabbing you and taking everything you have. It's just it's the crime rate has gotten so bad, and you can't really, you don't know who did it. You don't have, you looked at them, but you still don't, because you're hazed, you're dazed out, you're dazed out. When this happens, you're not thinking. Something happens and you're not thinking, you're fighting for survival. Dolores, fighting for the survival. And you're not thinking about, oh, what do I need to do here? What do I need to do there? It's fighting for survival. Like when I go out, I don't wear all my jewelry. If I wear one or two rings, I turn them over just like they're a band, and I make sure I watch my surroundings. If somebody's following me, um, I'll go down another aisle. I'll go down in my car another way. I know I shouldn't did it one day, but this guy kept following me and smiling. And I turned around and said, "What do you want?" Dolores, what do you want? You keep following me. What is it? Do I look like one of your family members or something? And his response was, "Oh, no, no, I just like looking at you." Well, that's fine, but don't do it like this, because it's irritating. And I wouldn't want to call that security guard over here. And I usually, when that happened, I would actually have the security guard walk me out to my car and the other guy would load up my groceries. And then when I left, I was very watchful where I went. Most of the time I didn't go home. I circled around something else, you know. And if this became real bad, I remember one time it became real bad. These are my stories, not my son's.
Well,
He
this
don't
is
know that.
actually too. There's a lot of game that's going around. They're trying to get know into the game, so they have them do certain things to, especially
Yes.
with elderly people
Yes.
and stuff like that. They do that. They take their purses, and if they try to get their purses, then they pull the gun on them. And
You
so
know
there's a
what?
lot of things that's going on. We got to be
Even the young
careful.
kids, even the young
And
people.
young too.
The third is when they really do that. The third, well, no, they do it all month because people get paid all certain times of the month. So they
Yep.
do that all month. But I remember riding around and I went directly to Washburn's Police Department, parked up in there. They zoomed off because that's down the street from the house. They zoomed off. They knew I wasn't playing. I wasn't going to play with them. I'm not going to take you to my house and you rob me or something like that. That's why we got it like a fortress here anyway. So and our neighbors know each other. They have cameras. All of us got cameras, so they take pictures of people walking across the street or whatever. The dog barks. It's just so many good things that we do, for one another. And we say, "Did you know that person that came up?" Because all these people came up for the presidential election. They come up to our house, and we don't have solicitation at our house. We have put signs up and don't want to be bothered. And they said, "Did you see that person that came up to your house?" I said, "Yeah, that person's for the election." Because we don't have anyone coming up to our house doing any type of solicitation. So that's another thing that we have to, especially if they're alone. If lupus people and autoimmune people are alone in their own apartment, they got to be watchful. They really have to be watchful. Especially, I would advise not to go out. I would advise, just advising you guys, not telling you what to do. Shopping at night is very dangerous. Shopping at night for holidays like Christmas, Thanksgiving, because they have the Friday sale, Thanksgiving, but they have it all during the week now, for Thanksgiving, before Thanksgiving and after. So there's a lot of sales going on. Be very careful, when you see that going, when you do that, because a lot of people are looking at you. They're looking at the bags that you're carrying out the store. A lot of people are now shopping online with Amazon. Be careful with that, because you got people that are trying to take your money on Amazon. They actually have already filled it out like Amazon and everything. You got to be careful with that. Don't put your card down if you know you're not paying with PayPal. That's how I look at it. I pay with PayPal. So I go back to pay. I know PayPal very well. And you put PayPal down, that's encrypted. So that's what I don't do. What is it? I told you, Dolores. Zemo, is it Zemo?
It's a Vumo.
Zemo, and then I don't do, there's another one too. I don't do offer up.
Vimo. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Vimo. Yeah, I don't do offer up because they will fine you. They can ask you to meet them and beat you up and take whatever you take. Take everything from
Oh yeah, yeah,
cards.
yeah. You gotta be careful with offer. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things. And I say this because the holiday season is coming up. We're not thinking. We want to be able to do good things for our family. Oh, I got to get 10 presents for all my family members. Sometimes it's good just to give a card and some money in it. Give a card and say, "I love you." It doesn't matter, $10, $20, $50, doesn't matter. This is for you. Go out and do what you want to do. Or a gift card. You can get a gift card online, or in the daytime when you're out, you can get a gift card at any store, grocery gift card and all that. Isn't that correct, Dolores? You can get all of that,
Yep. Yeah, you
that's,
can do it like that. That'd be really, really good
that's what I
to
do.
do.
Huh?
That'd be very, very good to do. And then that way, because like I said, it's all from the heart. These are just love gifts.
Yeah, especially if you have
That we
all these
give back.
grandkids. Yeah, you just give gift cards to them,
Yes.
for the baby kids, $10, $5, I have a first time grandbaby I'm so excited about, January 28th. I'll do a Christmas gift card for her, and no, I think I might do a little shirt, what I'm saying, little outfit for her, and they'll grow out it in 2 weeks. It'll be grown. 2 weeks, it'll be off of her. No, I give her 3 weeks because her legs are long now. She got some long legs like her daddy, like my son. Long legs and long hands, long fingers. So I know what it's going to be. I know what it's going to
She
be
gonna be
like.
tall.
Yeah,
She
she's
gonna
going to
be
be tough.
tall.
She be looking down on me. What you say, Grandma? No, not Grandma, Nana. What you say, Nana?
Well, she may call you grandma.
No, call me Nana. Do they call you Grandma?
Grandma D.
Grandma
But
D.
I'm grandma, but they call
Glamour.
me Grandma D. They call me
Glamour.
Grandma D.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grandma D. And you know what I tell people that we're talking about this is so important because a lot of us are certainly going to have grandkids in the future or have grandkids. And we got to be aware they're going to be running around. If they see you puffing on your oxygen or whatever, let them know. Let them know. Say, oh, Nana's sick. I mean, she won't say that for years, but you know what I'm saying? They could say, oh, Mama, your grandmother is sick. She's on some kind of machine. Let them know. Talk to them. Say, Grandma has to take this because it's oxygen. It helps her health. Sometimes I can't breathe, but you're not supposed to touch it. Don't touch it because it's not for you. That's what you tell them with your medications that are locked up, that they see you opening, you know, and you take some medication, and you take that key and lock it back up, and you put that key someplace on you so they can't get it. And I pin it on me, you know, a little pouch. I pin it on me in a little pouch. That's what I do when I'm going out somewhere and, you know, doing things. That's what I tell people. That's what. And if you have any guns in the house, please, please, please lock them up and hide them. Hide them, because it needs to be hidden, you know, so kids won't get into it. And if they go into the back room of the house, you follow them and say, what are you doing back here? There's no need. And these are those of us that are sick. See, because a lot of lupus people have to babysit. They have to babysit the little ones, or the daughter has some kids and they have to babysit those kids, and they're with lupus, and they do it because there's nothing to it that makes them happy to babysit their grandkids. And they have to be aware when those kids go into another room or something, lock that door so they can't get in there. You know, lock the doors. If you feel like you're sleepy, you know, put them to sleep first, and you be in the same room with them when they, you know, they're sleepy. And that's exactly, you know, my thoughts on that, because too many kids are doing too many things, and they're actually, you know, it could have been prevented. That's what I'm saying. Could have been. Prevention is the key. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but prevention is the key. And that's what I'm telling everyone. You know, prevention with us is the key. I labeled all my medicine day, night, 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 night. So now I know what's day. I've taken all my daytime medicine. And I had midday something, so I've taken that. And then at nighttime, I know which ones I have to take by at least 9 o'clock, 9:30. I'm starting to take medication. Then it put me to sleep. So anyways, any other additions to this, or, oh, we talked, what do we talk?
And then also too, we also could too, because they're talking about the 7 tips for the stress management for the season
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
holidays too. Will be
Mm-hmm.
take one day at a time, and use some dance therapy. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
use dance and
Mm-hmm.
music therapy.
Mm-hmm.
That's really really good.
Oh
And then the
yeah.
next will be comfortable with dealing with I mean be declining. I'm sorry, declining invitations. You know, if you have any problems, you know, and stuff like that. You know, don't feel ashamed that you have to decline it. You know, because sometimes you're not feeling right, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And remember the power of nature and walking. You know, nature walking is really good. But I
Mm-hmm.
just always ask people to ask their physicians, because it's always good to ask your physician, because it depends on your illness. And
Mm-hmm.
relax with journaling too, journaling and
Oh yeah,
yoga,
that's
and
fine.
create hobbies,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and embrace and you be have me time. You have to have your me time, and
Mm-hmm.
schedule rest days. Just like in the beginning we was mentioned about, it's always important to schedule those rest breaks too, because you really need all that. So it's very
Mm-hmm.
important. So
Mm-hmm.
if we follow by this, we will have a stress. You can have we'll have a stress free
Mm-hmm.
holiday season.
Oh yeah, that would be good. You know, go back to rest, because sometimes we really don't know when we're going to pop to sleep. You know, that's something that you know, when we're sleeping, especially all that medication we're taking, we have no idea at times when we're really sleepy. Because I know when I take my sleeping pill, it's like I'm out of it. You know, I know when I'm starting to go to sleep. And my brother will leave out from the chair in my room, because he comes in there to talk. He likes to talk. And so he likes to give me the news of the day, and that's good, because I have communicate with your family. I want to say that's very important, that you don't lock up and say, I just have lupus and I don't want to deal with it, or I'm sick. But don't do that. Don't lock your family away. Let them come in and talk to you. If you're in your room, you got a chair, sit down and talk. Let's talk. You know, what's going on in your life? Because they don't want to hear all that about you this, you that, you this. Don't use the you-isms. And I call it isms, ISM. Don't ISMS. Don't use the use-ism. And it might not even be a word. I'm making it up. but it's good to sit down with your family. Not all. I'm just saying your brother come in there, your sister come in there, your auntie come in there. All of the babies come in there wanting to talk. Wanting to see what you're doing. Show them what you're doing. You don't have to show them medicine, no. But if you're writing, show them what you're doing and say, do you have anything you want me to help you with? That's so important to develop that relationship with the family. Would you have something to say on that, Dolores?
Yeah, we should. Yeah, it's just very, very. Yeah, like I said, it's
It's
very, very
important.
important. It's very, very important, that we just pay attention to what anybody in our family that has illness, because it's very important. You got to just really understand, especially too when they taking their medications and stuff like that. Some of them, it can make you a little loopy too. It can,
Mm-hmm.
some of those medications, and you just have to understand what the person's going through. Don't take it too hard if they get a little cranky, because some of those side effects on those medicines will make you cranky.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that, so if you learn to understand, and that it'll help, and this really, and really follow along, and also to read up on the illness too, and that'll
Yeah.
also help you to
And the
how to deal with
medication.
people.
When you go to the pharmacy, read that. I don't care if you've read it and read it. Read that again to see if they added anything new to that definition of that medication you're taking. And you mentioned too, Dolores, like the other day, I was on the phone with you 2 nights ago, and I know I was loopy because I was saying things. That's that 12 o'clock that you have to stay on. And I said, she's not going to get me to stay up to 12 o'clock. And I started talking. I said, I got to go. Remember, I got to go to sleep. I don't know. I'm talking off my head. And I said, I better go to sleep. I better get her off the phone. I might say something, get myself in trouble.
Yeah, that's what happens, because
Yeah, you
it's the
say something.
medication. It's
Yeah.
the medication. That's what the medication does, because of those side effects. And so we just have to really understand. We have to understand the situation. We have to really read up and follow it up, and and then, like I said too, also study the illness too of our families
Yeah.
that have it, because
Yeah.
then that's how we'll get to understand it. So you're not going to have no understanding if you don't read up. You have to be educated as well. It's
And
not
you
just
know more than
it's
the
just
doctors at times. Dolores,
yeah,
the doctors get mad because you become obsessed with it. You have to know. Like I told my I have to
yeah,
know. I have to know how this is done, how it's treated. I've had it for 26 years, you know, probably as long as you've
uh-huh,
been a doctor, or you haven't been a doctor for 26 years. I'm not saying I know everything, but I know the things that help me and work for me. So those are the things that we have that we're concerned with for all of you on here. And we have to understand that lupus, our mission is educational awareness, and our mission also is advocacy. So if any of you would like to contact us on that website for anything, donations, we're up for donations to keep broadcasting to you. There's no beg here. That's if you want to give out for the holiday season. We'd love to. Lupus is going to participate in the Christmas with the Shriners again. This was the shot. Yeah, it was the Shriners with the Shriners again. And we'll be giving those toys out, over there at the Shriners, and it's just going to be nice. We do it. We've done it for about 4 years, and we did it by ourselves. And I said, hey, this is getting too much for me, picking up these toys and standing up with all these toys and setting up. Remember, Dolores, we set up 4 o'clock in the morning, and we were tired, toy after
yeah.
toy,
I remember that.
labeling each toy. Each toy had to be labeled. None of them couldn't pass. And they were labeled, and they were brought through 5 or 6 of us. Am I correct? 5
Yep,
or 6. So who
correct.
is this for? Who is this for? And then we take it and we put it over in the area that it needed to be there so we can have the toys for the kids. We used to do it at Boulevard Mall. So I just want to let everybody know that. I know it's time. I know Ed is somewhere around. Uh, Ed, are you somewhere around? I guess he's
Where's
not.
Ed? Just like Waldo. Where's Ed?
Hey,
Yeah,
It's like finding
I'm
Waldo,
here.
huh? But we'll find him Ed.
Yeah, I'm here. Well, that was a great topic, ladies. You guys did a great job. And we're going to be posting this on social media as well as on the website so people can go back and review it.
And the
This is
invitation
going to
for
be
the
a great.
Christmas invitation too, for the
Yeah,
kids.
yeah, right. So I'll keep you guys posted. Thank you all for tuning in for this edition of Lupus Talks. And we'll be back again on next Tuesday. So that'll be in November. We're starting the month of November off on the right track. So we can kind of continue the journey of helping and educating people. So any other last words, Dr. Williams?
I just want everyone to know that Lupus in Nevada is here. We've been here for quite a long time. I'd say about 21 years. And we love every one of you. And we want to help everyone that we can with the educational information we have. We don't know everything, but we will look it up and find out. And you certainly can have our support with whatever agencies you're talking to, because most everybody knows us for that long, even up to Washington. So we're known all over. We've got many awards from the government, from the governors that have been in office here. So just please keep us in mind. Dolores?
Okay, and always, there's always, this is it's a blessed season. Holidays is a blessed season, but we don't want to always. We want to keep calm. We want to keep calm always. We want to keep calm. We don't want to be stressed out or anything. If you feel that you're stressed out or feeling stressed, just learn to take your breathing. Breathe in and out, and inhale and exhale. Remember that. And remember to always stay hydrated too. It's very important to stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water because you want to be able to function your kidneys right. Drink a lot of water and continue to do your exercises that's safe for you. We'll always discuss it with your health care physician because you just don't know which one is. It could be harmful to you,
Yes,
certain
yes.
ones. So that's why. So always talk to them. So always remember those, and to always journal too. Journal your things down too. Journal your things down to stay on top of things.
Wow. Okay, ladies, thank you very much for that. And until next week, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for this edition of Lupus Talks. And we'll see you again next week. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye bye.